Today, we're going to take a look at how to name organic compounds. Here is our assigned compound. At first glance, you have no idea what it is. It kind of looks like a mosquito, to be frank, but let's work around this. The first thing we want to identify is the parent chain, or the longest chain in the compound. We have a couple of options here, so let's take a look at all of them. Our first option here, highlighted in red, is 7 carbons long. So let's see if we can find a longer one. This one here, highlighted in green, is also 7 carbons long, so let's keep looking. This blue one is also 7 carbons long. So now, to decide the best parent chain, we need to pick the one that has the most substituents attached to it. Let's go with this green one. Now you already have the first step done. So the second step is to identify all of the substituents. In this particular compound, we have 1, 2, and 3 substituents. To name them, let's count the carbons. If a substituent has 1 carbon, it's going to have the prefix meth. For 2 carbons, it's going to have the prefix eth, and for 3, it's going to have prop, and so on. By counting the carbons, we can tell that our substituents are methyl, propyl, and ethyl. Now that you've got your parent chain and your substituents, it's time to assemble the name. The first thing you want to do is figure out how you want to number the parent chain. When you're doing this, you want to put the lowest possible number on the first substituent. In this case, the first substituent would occur on the 3rd carbon, which is fine, I guess, but let's see if we have any other options. If we numbered it like this, our first substituent would occur on the 2nd carbon, and because 2 is smaller than 3, this is the ideal way to number it. As you can see, the methyl group is on 2, so its name is 2-methyl. Our propyl group is on carbon 4, so it's going to be 4-propyl, and our ethyl is on carbon 5, so it's going to be 5-ethyl. When naming the final compound, you can't just put the substituents in random order. They have to be put in alphabetical order. 5-ethyl is going to come first because E comes before M, which comes before P in the alphabet. So in the correct order, they're going to be 5-ethyl, 2-methyl, 4-propyl. Also, when you're doing this, make sure to always put a hyphen between a number and a letter. Now it's time for the next part of the name. This is where the parent chain comes in. As we pointed out earlier, it's 7 carbons long. And if we look here where I listed some possible prefixes depending on how many carbons are present, you can see that when something has 7 carbons, it's going to have the prefix hept. Because we are naming an alkane, we are going to use the suffix ane, which makes the final name heptane. Now, we are ready to assemble the very final name. We're going to take the 2 names that we created, the 5-ethyl 2-methyl-propyl and the heptane, and glue them together to get 5-ethyl 2-methyl 4-propyl heptane. And now you can relax knowing that I sucked 3 minutes of your life away. But at least you learned something, right?